Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey creepy, yeah that's my style. Creepy crawlers, Kimiko's vibe. We laugh at the dark, find joy in the fears. In a world full of noise, I'm the one you hear. In a smoky room, filled with gloom, hell is here, podcast doom. Podcast doom. Hell is here, podcast doom.
Hello, all you creepy crawlers. We have a special little treat today. My sister got me a subscription to Scare Mail. You don't know what that is? You should probably go look it up. But it's pretty nifty, and we're going to start with letter 1 today. So, in this letter, it has a thing that says, read me first. There's another section, and then read me last. Also comes with a little postcard and sometimes artifacts. But since, this is my first letter, there's no artifacts in there today. Maybe the second letter will have it. So, included within the post was a link. And at first I told myself to keep moving and almost passed it up by clicking to the next page. Curious to see how far back this unnamed forum, because in truth I have forgotten it, would go. Why was the forum still active? Who was paying for the domain and the hosting on such an outdated message board? My desire to hunt for the answers dissipated before I could even click the next page, because against my better judgment and everything online security specialists have told us for years about good internet practices, I clicked on scare.me. Light up and listen in, guys. So, why would I click on a link that promises me nothing of value and is likely laden with malware pop-ups or an automated email to some South African prince who only needs like $500 in donations to save the world? If I'm honest, David, I have no idea. I don't know what made me do it, but I can promise you, if I haven't lost you at this point, I deeply, deeply regret my decision. I think there is more to scare.me. I think there is more to this simple website with its creepy fonts, pixelated graphics of a computer screen, and a desk that looks strangely like my own. The site made me do things I never would have considered. It took me through a series of thought-provoking questions, only 5, and then promised to display what I truly feared most. Much like the Zoltar machine in the mall, a magic 8-ball, or some cheap stage magician, Scare.me, made promises of mystic and wonder, and I fed it what it wanted to know about me. I wrote well into the night, line after line, bearing my soul to this site. When I finally clicked send, I didn't hesitate. From the time I first clicked onto the website to the time I stopped typing, 4 hours had passed, and it was well past midnight. 4 hours I don't remember. At first, nothing happened. But there is more to this story. More than I can write in a single letter. Things that I cannot explain. Things that caused me to abandon anything with a screen and seek other means of human connection. Because I cannot trust all the ones and zeros. Anything digital can be corrupted. Scare.me is an infection. And to rid myself of the infection, I must cleanse myself of it. Letters will be my connection to the outside world. Letters are safe. As one of your readers, I hope I can ask something of you. Just one thing that could change my world. Would you kindly share this letter with anyone who will listen? I cannot stress enough how important it is to share my experience, David. The things I will reveal to you are truly disturbing, and the world deserves to know what is happening to me. It is the only way others can avoid the same fate. By this time that, this reaches you, I will already have been suffering for many weeks, wrestling with my experiences and praying it is just my sanity leaving me. But I fear that this isn't the case. Please share my story, David. If enough people know about what is happening to me, maybe someone can uncover the truth behind scare.me. This is a story that needs to be told. Scare.me knows my fears. Your reader, Michael. P.S. I hope you like my drawings. Now, the second page I think this has a little bit of maybe some information. My job as curator gives me a lot of time to myself while I wait for shipments, sift through auctions, or arrange events. Largely, the museum, which I will leave anonymous for now, runs on autopilot, and I am simply a figurehead for signing checks. But in that downtime, from the safety of my desk, in a one-lamp room behind dusty bookcase and a large cracked sarcophagus that I hope hasn't released a plague onto this world, I am able to explore. I explore hobbies and scour the internet. I've tried games and reading, but I fear my attention has a half-life. Do you ever feel like you want to read but can't find the time to do it? To purposely sit down and read? I've read in one of your newsletters that you struggle with this as a writer sometimes. When you're not writing, you're thinking about writing. Well, that's how I am with reading. Anyways, back to nostalgia. Nostalgia has led me down a rabbit hole of internet searches. I was looking for information on a series whose name had evaded me, a sitcom, when I stumble upon a forum. From what I gather, forums have been largely replaced by social media, but I believe that there is a resurgence in forums once more. Sometimes people just want community and information without all the clickbait headlines and cat pictures. In my quest for the name of this elusive sitcom, I came across a forum, and there, a series of searches within the same forum that led me to a single post dated 1998. In that same dreary, drab taupe colored pages. The post had been submitted by an anonymous user and posted a single alluring question. Have y'all heard of the website scare.me? It knows your fears. Next letter. Hello, David. You don't know me, but I know you. And before you throw this letter away, I'd first like to iterate that this is a far less risky way of receiving communication from a reader. Oh yes, I have read your books, quite a few, in fact, which is why I'm sending you this letter. Let me start off with an apology for my somewhat coarse nature. My name is Michael Miller, and I'm a museum curator. As such, I see much of the world in snippets, little glimpses of the past, like looking through a telescope and seeing only a Polaroid. You must be wondering, of course, why am I telling you all this? It's simple, really. You and I are a lot alike, in that we find value in the relationships we build with each other. I can see you've tried to do so with your readers, opening up your mailbox to them, both virtually and the old school way. I, myself, am old school. I enjoy a good cigar, though I don't know much about them, and a strong cup of coffee. To demonstrate my meaning about valuing relationships, I live alone, but make time for a casual call to my ex-wife on Thursdays. Even though we grew apart and our marriage descended into something closer to roommates than romantic life partners, we're still friends because I value the time we spend together. Our marriage may not have lasted, but that's no reason for us to be strangers. With that being said, I think I can relate to the characters in your books, and the others I read more than people I know. Call it bleak, sure, but you can probably understand what it's like too. The longer we stay with a character, the more we live in their world instead of our own. And once we leave that world, we think back and wish that we were there again, always hunting for the next story that will give us the exact same feeling. Before I abandoned email, I used to read the weekly messages you sent out, David. I always found them to be holistic and down to earth. I felt I knew you as a friend. I felt I could trust you. I suppose that is the most likely reason for sending you this letter. I know you appreciate people, and that you associate people's kindness with enjoyment. As a man in his 50s, well, past one career and nearly done with another, I find myself looking to relive the things I most enjoyed in life. Times gone by. Nostalgia is my downfall, it would seem. I write to you today not only to connect with you, but I believe you genuinely care about your readers. And also because I believe I made a mistake, and you're the only one who can fix it. All right, now on to the read me last. Dear Michael, I have to say, it's a bit of a surprise to hear from you, especially in this way, as my mailbox is largely full of cobwebs. Firstly, I don't dismiss anything at all about what you're saying, and I admire you for telling me about something that you think will draw criticism from others. After reading your letter, I've done some digging into scare.me, scouring the internet using a few different search engines, and I'm sorry to say that I can't find the website anywhere. In fact, I even tried to buy the domain scare.me, and it doesn't even exist. I'm not trying to claim that you're lying by any means, just doing my part to investigate. I'll keep digging. I know of a few ways to keep myself safe from malicious software, and I suspect that that's what you've come across. I will absolutely share your story, regardless of what I found, because I'm incredibly grateful that you'd even reach out to me in this way. For too long now, all I've been receiving in the post is bills, so I appreciate you reaching out. Thank you for sharing a bit about yourself, too. In the spirit of your letter, I feel that it is only fair I do the same. I am a man who appreciates the little things. I live outside of Austin, and I love Texas. You know a lot about this already, I can assume, if you've been following my newsletters. But I feel it's worth reiterating. I, too, love a good cigar and recently discovered Underground Shorts for the cigar smoker. These are a full flavor. I also have a corncob pipe that I enjoy the occasional blackberry tobacco leaf out of. I also enjoy blackberry brandy, which I'm told nobody actually likes. Perhaps this is a throwback to my great-grandfather, who always used to have a thimbleful snuck to him once a night while in end-of-life care. Since we are in the business of sharing parts of ourselves, I have a book recommendation for you. It is the first horror book I had ever read, and one of my favorite novels, Stephen King's The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. It is a simple tale about a young girl who gets lost in the woods only to discover something chasing her. If you get the chance, grab it. It's a short but punchy read, and has greatly inspired my own writing. In that story, the young girl is forced to survive both natural and supernatural forces, addressing them both in a very human way. Maybe the story will help take your mind off the website for a bit, as sometimes the internet can be a little overwhelming. We all get lost in a good book, and sometimes we need a digital detox. Small talk aside, I wish I could go back to simpler times. Writing letters reminds me of that and the other side of the internet. I rely on so much to promote and sell my books that there's a real person, that I'm actually trying to reach. Writing letters one at a time was one of the few ways that we could connect. The anticipation of waiting days rather than minutes for a reply, knowing that the miles that letter had needed to cross to reach you, and we've lost a bit of that connection over the time. And the sad thing is, we've all been focused on email and instant messaging to even notice. In some ways, these are a blessing, but in others, they're a curse. Like I said, I appreciate what you're doing through the mail and will happily share your story with my fans. I've started with my wife, who is a lover of all things horror, one of those, bookish girls, and she finds this wholly interesting. I hope that once I get your unique story out to my readers across the world, they too can help me sift through this mystery. Maybe someone out there will be able to shed some light on scare.me. But I'm also hoping that this will revive the lying about whatever is going on with, scare.me. Michael. I just hope I'm not making a mistake by bringing more attention to it. So thank you for reaching out. And I hope that we will keep up this conversation. It gives me and my readers something to look forward to in the mail. Best wishes, David. Okay, so those were the 3 letters. There's a little postcard with the author that came in with it. And here's some information on Scare Mail. So, dear reader, I'm proud to introduce Scare Mail, a prepaid snail mail subscription that allows you to experience a story of fear, terror, and thrills, and receive your fear guts fix in an entirely new format. Over the course of the next year, you will receive a story told to you through letters, delivered to your mailbox the old-fashioned way. Each of my Scare Mail stories features a cast of characters experiencing a horrific, bone-chilling event that you can share with them through these letters. I'm making snail mail fun again, and I need your help to do so. And here's what you can expect. 24 beautifully hauntingly illustrated and designed letters delivered to you twice a month for a year. 100 plus story artifacts, including postcards and important documents that expand the story beyond the letters. Other fun surprises along the way, like exclusive deals on Fear Gut novels, free digital downloads, and a community of snail mail enthusiasts just like you. You are receiving the Scare.me story. I hope you enjoy this unique storytelling experience, and best regards, sincerely, David Vierguts. So, at least for the next 12 months, twice a month on this podcast, we are going to go ahead and we're going to read these letters together and piece together the story. So I hope you enjoyed that. And once again, this was letter 1. And you stay creepy, like Kimiko Kusanagi. Bye!